All right, guys, I am done with a majority of it, and I'll explain that here shortly, but I just wanted to show you kind of the finished product, which is just a more organized looking set of scrapbooks. So Keaton is all pink, and the only difference is this one over here is our Easter one. I just didn't have a place for it over by my holiday stuff, so I stuck it there. And then Mallory is blue, and some of these are empty. So whoops, sorry. Like I think these two are empty. This is her dance one. I think this one is empty. And then I know there's some down here that are empty. A couple of the gray ones are empty. But anyway, and so then I have the Dyer clan, and I have friends and gardeners, my husband, which I think someone just commented that they did think it was from the Christmas line. So maybe it'll come back this Christmas. The Mackin clan, and then like vacations and specific albums, and then About Me albums. So love how it turned out. I love the process. Down here is me and my husband's, story, and then together time, family together time, which is through here. And those are all now chronological. So that's going to be super nice. Sorry. And then my messy room. It's been not cleaned lately because I've been doing this whenever I'm down here. Here I have my 4th of July albums, Sorry, which are navy blue, and then Valentine's, Fall and Halloween. And I didn't touch those. Those still need to be put chronologically, but I figured that those are things I can do like when fall comes around and I'm scrapbooking my fall and Halloween stuff and I'm in the mood to work with that stuff, then I can just pull those out and do it at that time. It's not a big deal. And then Christmas is the same thing. They need to be chronologically organized, but they're all in the same place. So I'm happy with that. And a couple thoughts. If you have, if you do this, then you worry about having, leftover albums that you spent money on, or, and you don't want to waste those. Sorry if I get my thought out here. A few things you can do. In the past, I've sold mine, on garage sales. I just leave them empty. I pull out the page protectors or whatever, or maybe I'll leave some in there. You can always use the page protectors and reuse those. Or you can repurpose them for organization. And so a couple of things that I've done with some of my albums over the past that I've bought kind of on a whim or because they were on sale and didn't know what to do with them is I use them to organize, here's a couple here. I use them to organize my page protectors. So these are my 8.5 by 11 size page protectors. These are my taller ones, 6 by 12 or 4 by 12 or those weird sizes. And then these are all the different 12 by 12 page protectors, either the solid ones or the divided ones. And so I use just older albums to organize those. That's just old layouts I need to redo. I've also used them for, let me think. There was one over here. It's such a cute album. I think I got it at Archivers. And I use it it's like a plasticky one. And I use it to store all my 12 by 12 sticker sheets. So, those page protectors and albums are nice, are a great size for organizing a lot of your, scrappy supplies. You could organize stickers or stencils, which I might do. I'm thinking about that. So I'm holding on to my albums, the postbound ones, for a little while to see if I want to use them, and then I'll get rid of them at some point if I don't think I'm going to use them. So the only piece of this that's left, besides my random few bits and pieces that need to be put chronological yet, which isn't a big deal, is the ephemera piece of this. And so I still have this little pile here of holiday crafts my kids have done over the years that I need to get into the holiday albums. And then I have piles and piles and piles and piles of ephemera from the kids through the years, and myself and my husband. So, newspaper clippings, articles, all those types of things. And so, that's kind of a whole other piece of the project that needs to be done. But now I have a starting place for that. I have everything chronologically organized so I can, if I pull a newspaper clipping from a certain year, I can go right to that year for whoever it belongs to and stick it in their album. It's just going to be so much easier. And then my goal is just to do it, keep up with my current stuff that's coming to the house by just throwing it into the most current album of whatever category it belongs to. And so that is my goal. So I think that is going to wrap up this project. I know it's like not really fun to look at just a bunch of albums and a storage piece, but I just wanted to show you just kind of how different it looks now that it's more uniform, and you know, they aren't all the same albums. Like there's like 4 different kinds of pink albums, but it just looks a lot more uniform and not so crazy. And I like not having those postponed albums. They were awkward, and it'll be nice just to be done with those. And so, oh, and I did all the layouts that I wanted to redo or throw away. I just put in one of these little boxes here just so I can deal with it later. I'd already kind of started a pile just from previous projects, so I just added it to that. So yeah, I am done with this piece. I think I have a thought coming through my head about maybe working with photos and reorganizing them, but I'm gonna hold off because I'm not for sure I'm 100% positive how I want to do that, so I'm gonna wait. But I really appreciate your comments, and I hope that if you guys have been needing to do this and this helps motivate that would be great. Or if you got some ideas, or even just like to watch, you know, the organization process. Hopefully you enjoyed, I guess, my experience in doing this. And for those of you who are just starting, maybe to prevent a huge project from this in the future, maybe to think about how you start organizing your layouts. Not that it won't change over time. Everything about scrapbooking for me has changed over time, whether it be how I organize my supplies, how I organize my layouts, how I scrapbook. You know, it's always going to change. But if you can get a solid system and that works with your brain and how you organize your life, then that will be so helpful to just do it as you go versus, you know, having to do this kind of big project. So hopefully I saved somebody some time somewhere. That was the goal. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys hanging with me with this. I'm so glad it's done. I'm glad that our floor is clean, and I can finally kind of get back to actually scrapbooking and packing for this weekend and stuff. So I will be back soon with some kind of video, probably a layout share of some sorts. Until then, happy scrapping. Bye-bye.